Hi there everyone, it's Cassie Trask. Welcome back to the ScrapbookPal YouTube channel. Today we're going to be playing around with the Spellbinders We All Have baggage collection. So let's talk about what we're using. I've got the brand new designer purse. It's such a cool set, and there are so many different ways that you could design these purses. Not just by the ones you see on the front of the packaging, although those are great. There are probably many other ways to do this. And obviously the color combinations, you could just go crazy with different color combinations. And so that was pretty exciting seeing this set. I just thought that was such a cool set. We're also going to bring in the stamp called Keep Calm. And it's got a lot of great sentiments in it as well. Not only are they perfect for the purses, there's also another die in the series or in the collection that looks like a rolling bag. And there's a lot of really great stamps that go with that one too. So I think I may have to go back and snag that die set as well because they all go so well together. And then I decided to pair it up with our notched corner frames from Spellbinders. That one's just a really great base to have. So I went ahead and die cut out everything just to save a little bit of time, and I decided I wanted a black purse. And I'm kind of going off of that first purse, that red purse on the packaging. So I've got the dies you can see on the right-hand side and the packaging on the left-hand side. And we're just going to go ahead and start gluing pieces together using some reverse tweezers along with that Barely Art glue. I used some silver cardstock, and so a couple of those pieces were die cut out with the silver. And so we're going to go ahead and glue those down. There's only two little pieces on this purse that I decided not to mimic. But again, you can do all kinds of things with this little purse set. There's, I feel like, a lot of different ways to do it, not just like the three that you see. But the color combinations are what really are fascinating to me. So if you had some pattern papers or however you wanted to do that, you could have a really good time putting these together. To assemble our purse together, I did decide to bring in these black 3D foam squares. And these are fabulous because, like I said, they are black. And since I'm doing a black purse, it's going to be great because you will not be able to see the foam tape from the side, which is great. So you can hardly see it here. And then I'm going to go ahead and piece that onto the other part of the purse. Now there are some embossing lines on this one, so it's pretty easy to assemble. I'm just trying to make sure I get it on there straight. And now that it's on there, you can kind of see that it has some dimension, but you can't see the foam squares. I'm going to use these smaller ones on the buckle. So we'll put 3 on there, peel off that release paper. Once again, that's black, so you're not going to be able to see it. But I think this gives our purse some really fun dimension. I'm using my glass mat to try and make sure that everything is lined up and centered on there. But take a look. You got some dimension on this purse, and how cute is that? So there's only 2 more pieces that I'm going to use. I'm using this handle. And then I'm using the strap. So I'm going to put some dots of glue on the bottom of the handle, and then we'll just pick up our purse and we'll set it down on top. And I'll just make sure that everything looks fairly straight looking at the back of it. And then we'll put a couple dollops of glue on the strap. So 1 on each of those dots and 1 at the bottom. And then we'll pick up our purse and do the same thing, just kind of set that down on top of it. And our purse is pretty much ready to go on to a card. So I love this purse. And now I just want to make all kinds of color combos. I just think this could be so much fun. You could gear it towards a specific person, which is great. But there you go. So cute and so simple to put together. Okay, so for our background, I have a piece of 5.5 by 8.5 inch cardstock. I'm going to spritz some water on that. This is a fun little technique. And I'm just going to crumple it. I'm trying to give it a leathery look. And I know, pink leather, but you know, why not, right? So the water just helps to break up the fibers a little bit, as well as crumpling it kind of softens the paper as well. And so I'm just going to keep opening and crumpling until I'm happy with how that looks. And then we'll open it up all the way. And this is when I decide I could cut it down. By crumpling it, I knew I would probably make the paper a little bit smaller, so I didn't want to cut it first because I want this to be a 5x7 card. I really want that background to show. So I'm cutting this down to be about 5 inches and then close to 7 inches. We're going to end up trimming more off of this later once we attach it down to the card base. So speaking of our card base, that is a white piece of cardstock that measures 10 inches by 7 inches, and we are going to fold that in half so it will be a 5x7 when it's all closed up. And now this pink panel is a little bit bigger, which is fine. Like I said, we can trim off some of that excess once it's attached down. To attach it down, I am going to use some 1/8 inch Scor-Tape. 1/4 inch Scor-Tape would work great too. 1/2 inch would even work really well, but this is what I had right there. So I grabbed it. And so I'm putting it all around the edges, and I'm putting 3 strips in the middle. You could use liquid glue, but because this background has so much texture to it still, I wanted to make sure that everything stayed where it was supposed to. And so then my little trick for when I am trying to use a double-sided adhesive and adhere down a panel to the front of that, that always makes me a little bit nervous. So I'm going to peel off that release paper on the 3 pieces in the center. And then this next part could probably be, I don't know, maybe it's mental. I'm not sure. I'm actually just going to peel back that release paper about 2 inches and fold it over. And I'm going to do that on all 4 sides. Again, this could just make me feel more confident, and it may not really make much of a difference, but it helps me to feel like I'm actually getting that piece on there fairly straight, and that I'm not going to have any issues. So we're going to set that down and kind of push it down all over the rest of it, make sure that's adhered pretty well, and then we can peel off the rest of the release paper and press down to make sure that the panel stays where it's supposed to. I'll bring back in my guillotine trimmer, and then we can trim off the excess of our pink cardstock. And pretty simple to do, and just making sure that on this edge I'm not cutting through the white paper, because that will cut the fold. And then we've just got this last one to do, so we'll open up the card and trim off the excess. All right, so I'm pretty happy with how our panel looks on there. It looks kind of leathery and fun. It's got a lot of great texture, like a purse I would love to have, a hot pink purse. How fun would that be? So now we're going to work on our nested corner frames. I did die cut out one out of black. I used the biggest one for that, and then the second biggest one, I cut some white cardstock. And we're going to actually, to stamp this out, I want to put the purse down. That'll help with placement, but I'm going to put this into my mini Misty. So the Misty is going to help in a couple ways. So I can put my panel inside there, make sure it's flush down to that corner. I can set my purse inside there, and then I can easily line up my sentiments to be centered. And so I can put the one up above. So pardon my head, I'm going to be putting my head in there, just trying to make sure that it's fairly centered. And same with the bottom one, we'll do the same thing. And then when we're happy with how that's placed on there, we can close the door of the Misty. Just checking with my fingers. Close the door of the Misty, and we can remove the purse, and then we can stamp our sentiments. So I'm going to stamp that out using some VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. It's just a crisp black ink. And then if I didn't stamp it very well, which I didn't, I can re-stamp again. And there we go, pretty happy with that. So we can pull that out, clean up our mess, and then I'm going to glue down the white panel to the black nested corner frame. Get that centered on there pretty good. And then we can glue this down to the front of our card base. So this is a pretty simple card. Just has a few little extras to it that give it a bit of a punch. So that background is fun. The purse having some dimension to it makes it really fun. We're going to glue that down to the front of the card panel on the base. And then I'm not going to stop there. You could, but I do like to embellish. So these ice clear drops that I'm about to bring in are some of my favorite because they are so pretty and they're neutral, so they could go on so many cards, and you get so many in a package. I've used these so many times and I still have so many left over, which is great. So I'm just going to use some liquid glue to adhere all those down. I did use quite a few of them and just was very sparse or sporadic with where I put them. And I love how this turned out. So I hope you do too. That's going to finish off our card for today. If you do like how this turned out, please be sure to hit that like button. Definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And be sure to check out all that ScrapbookPal has going on over on their blog, Facebook page, and Instagram for more crafty inspiration. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon.